For decades, the Mongols were unstoppable. They crushed China, they annihilated Persia, they burned Baghdad to the ground. Cities fell in days. Armies collapsed in hours. Europe was next. It seemed nothing on earth could stop them. Until one battle in 1260 changed everything. This is the story of the battle that finally stopped the Mongol Empire. By the mid-13th century, the Mongol Empire was the largest contiguous empire in history. Founded by Genghis Khan, it expanded through terror, speed, and unmatched cavalry warfare. Their strategy was simple: strike fast, spread fear, destroy resistance completely. Most enemies never recovered after the first encounter. The Mongols didn't just defeat armies, they broke civilizations psychologically, and that psychological edge was their greatest weapon. But invincibility creates a dangerous illusion. It creates overconfidence, and overconfidence creates vulnerability. After destroying the Abbasid capital of Baghdad in 1258, the Mongols turned toward the Levant. Their next objective, Egypt. Standing in their way was a rising military power, the Mamluks. The Mamluks were former slave soldiers who had taken control of Egypt, disciplined, hardened, strategically sharp. Unlike previous enemies, they had studied the Mongols carefully. They understood something most others ignored. The Mongols could be beaten, but not by fighting them the usual way. In 1260, near a place called Ain Jalut, the Spring of Goliath, the two forces met. The Mongol army was led by Kitbuka, a trusted general. But here's what made this moment unique. The main Mongol army had withdrawn east due to a succession crisis. For the first time, the Mongols were not at full strength. The Mamluks saw their opportunity. Instead of defending cities, they did something radical. They went on the offensive. They lured the Mongols into terrain that limited their mobility. They used feigned retreats, a tactic the Mongols themselves had perfected. And when the Mongols committed, the Mamluks counterattacked decisively. For the first time in decades, a Mongol field army was crushed. Kitbuka was captured and executed. The myth of Mongol invincibility shattered. Ain Jalut was more than a military defeat. It was psychological warfare reversed. For years, the Mongols won before the battle even began. Their reputation defeated cities. Their name caused surrender. After Ain Jalut, that aura cracked. Other regions realized the Mongols could bleed. They could lose. They were not unstoppable. And once the illusion of invincibility breaks, collapse becomes possible. Here's the deeper lesson. Empires often collapse long before they physically fall. They collapse when internal instability grows, leadership becomes distracted, expansion stretches resources too thin. The myth of dominance replaces strategic discipline. The Mongols were facing internal power struggles. They were governing a massive, fragmented territory. Their unity was weakening. Ain Jalut did not destroy the Mongol Empire overnight, but it exposed its limits. And once limits are exposed, momentum fades. After Ain Jalut, the Mongols would never expand westward again. Egypt survived. The Middle East was not absorbed, and the unstoppable empire had finally been stopped. Not by luck, not by numbers, but by strategy, discipline, and timing. Because every empire eventually meets a force that understands its weaknesses. And when that happens, history changes.